Many people think resilience means being strong, never struggling, never craving, never feeling overwhelmed. That's not resilience. Life will happen. Challenging days, bad days, however you want to say it, or bad moments, arguments, loss, anxiety, financial stress. These are all things that we're not going to be able to avoid. Real resilience means you can experience discomfort without abandoning yourself. Have you ever wondered why two people can experience the same setback, but one gives up and the other grows stronger? What if the difference isn't willpower, but curiosity? What if every craving, every setback, uncomfortable emotion, or stressful moment wasn't a failure, but an opportunity to learn? Well, that's what we're going to dive into. We're going to focus on curiosity and resilience, the two superpowers that really fuel an alcohol-free lifestyle and at their core are built into us as humans. I'm Coach Jason for the Alcohol-Free Lifestyle Podcast. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on whatever audio podcast platform you're listening on if this is your first time. And if you are on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn the bell alert on so you get notification every time we post something to the channel. And please feel free to put a comment in the comments section, maybe what you got out of this episode, or if you want to hear a certain topic on the podcast, that's a great way to do it. And please share this with someone else that you think will get value out of it. Okay, so where do we begin? Well, curiosity, incredibly important and hardwired into us, as is resilience. Let me explain. The example that I love to give to individuals when I speak around this is think about it when we learn to walk. For those of us that have been parents or maybe had a family, little one in the family, what do we see them do? Well, they're observing the taller, bigger people moving on their legs. So we get the desire to do the same. It's naturally built into us, right? But when we first learn to walk, none of us take off running right away. We usually fall on our backside. But we continue to get back up and try again until we get it down. It's just an example of how curiosity and resilience are hardwired into us as humans. And your alcohol-free journey is one that I encourage you to always maintain a place of curiosity and understand that you are going to build greater resilience around thoughts, emotions, challenges, even big wins. Some of us in our alcohol-free journey may have a challenge of actually embracing deeper joy, gratitude, and connection. So let's start first with curiosity. Curiosity interrupts autopilot. Alcohol really becomes an automatic response. It's a coping mechanism. Stress, drink. Celebrate, drink. Boredom, drink. Anxiety, drink. Curiosity really invites us into an opportunity of pausing that loop. So instead of, I need a drink, we can begin to explore other things like maybe, what am I actually feeling in this moment? And why am I feeling it? Is it attached to old programming, old story? Is this a reoccurring theme in my life? It actually allows us to move beyond that state of being stuck. We also tend to ask ourselves, what happened just before this craving? That curiosity can really fuel that exploration. And it invites us into that opportunity of greater growth when we can go, stressful day, I'm experiencing the HALT acronym, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, maybe one of those things. Let's just start with the tired. Maybe you didn't sleep well the night before. Stressful work day, 12 hours of constant focus, and you didn't give yourself any time to maybe breathe a little bit, calm down. You've gotten into your sympathetic nervous system, so the fight or flight mode is activated. Curiosity really allows you to start to explore what is actually going on with you from a place of logic and reason, meaning that your prefrontal cortex is turned on and the unconscious, subconscious parts of your mind and your body are not taking over and in charge. So it's important that you understand and start to examine what happened just before maybe a craving arises. Also, explore and be curious about what need is underneath this. That's why I really like the HALT acronym: hungry, angry, lonely, tired. If you're hungry, hey, protein rich snack, something along those lines, good. Angry, anger is what we oftentimes speak around a secondary emotion. What is below the surface of the angry? Well, why actually are you angry? If you're lonely, you can find a solution with that. Connect with someone in a genuine way. And tired, hey, I am a pro napper. And I also do some various meditative practices that actually help get you that natural restorative nature. But I had to be curious about those and explore that area. So, again, curiosity. It's also important to ask yourself, what am I trying to escape? Like, what really am I trying to escape in this moment? Because there are good natural ways in which we are built to be resilient and handle stress that is arising. So, truly clarify and name what you are trying to escape. Curiosity helps with that. And it's okay if you don't immediately understand what it is that you're trying to escape in this moment. Give yourself time. It is a progress. It is a process of progress. And then next, around curiosity interrupting the autopilot, is ask yourself, what would actually help right now? Like I was sharing around the HALT acronym: hungry, eat; angry, all right, examine the anger and look for what the actual unmet need is underneath that anger. Lonely, all right, you have an opportunity to connect with people. Maybe it's just simply going into the coffee shop, saying hi to the worker there, the barista, ordering yourself a decaf cup of coffee so we're not driving the anxiety, or a tea or something along those lines. And tired, what opportunities can you get? Maybe it's just you've been at your desk all day and need to get up from all the blue light coming in, the fluorescent lights, and just get a little connection with nature and get a little restorativeness there. So, again, ask yourself, what would actually help right now? These are all wonderful areas of curiosity. Now, the neuroscience around it is curiosity activates the prefrontal cortex, right? The prefrontal cortex, that's decision making, which improves when we start to choose an alcohol free lifestyle, reduces impulsivity, which is huge as well, a big thing that we need to move away from in our alcohol free lifestyle, often connected to that stinking thinking, negative self talk, and so on. And also, curiosity creates psychological flexibility, which is absolutely vital for anyone. And next, it also helps regulate the emotional brain, so the amygdala, where the stress response occurs. So instead of reacting, you start to respond, and curiosity is just amazing for that. That if we ask ourselves, what is true in this moment? What tools can I explore? What can I start to embrace? Where can I start to challenge myself? Again, vital to this process as you embrace and build upon choosing to live alcohol free. Also, curiosity, whether you think it may or may not, changes shame. It really does. Think about the way that we can define so many situations in our life as quote unquote failed, especially for us high performers. It's like achieve, 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 fail. No, there's only wins and lessons. So instead of treating situations as failures, is ask what this can teach me. I know for me, I carried a lot of shame around some behavior and actions that I had, and the consequences of those actions and behaviors when alcohol was consuming my life. So what really helped me ease the shame was accepting that I had a bunch of different data points to teach me lessons about how I do not want life to go. And when I was curious around these, taking a look at what was going on in my life at the time, why I was acting that way, what childhood situations and other circumstances, maybe program my mind in that fight or flight mode, the auto response, the unconscious and subconscious mind, and put them in the driver's seat. So use curiosity as a tool to help you learn and teach you things about how your life has been, and it really starts to mitigate shame. Also, I would examine what patterns keep repeating, being very curious about that, like recognizing that, hey, I want life to be different, but I was repeating a multitude of patterns. And the reality is that our mind avoids pain, seeks pleasure. But oftentimes, what it is avoiding is unfamiliarity. So it's important to have some sort of exploration around those repeating patterns and start to take one actionable step to move and change those. As well, one area that I did a lot of work in as well is what support did I avoid? And why this is important is I was really in a place around my shame that I thought I was the only one, that nobody else would understand or feel or have been through what I did. And when I finally got into a solid group of people that I was able to converse, bring those areas that I kept in the dark into the light, there was a bunch of other people that their lights were shining bright. And they went, hey, man, me too. This is normal. You're not the only one. So once I started to realize I wasn't the only one that had these thoughts, feelings, past patterns, past, we'll say traumas in my life, it's really started to move me forward. So again, that was another area that really helped move me out of shame, was the curiosity of how can I connect with others? How can I speak with other people around this and stop avoiding being supported in this? I truly told myself I was alone, which me, nobody is. As well, curiosity helps with what worked before. I always tell members here in AFL that they're like, wow, this is hard. I don't know if I can do another day or, for some challenge areas. And I say, well, how far are you along? Well, I'm 60 days, for example. I'm like, okay, well, you have 60 days that you can, and that there are things working. It just takes time to build upon it. So curiosity creates learning. Judgment creates hiding. So let's move away from the place of judgment and be curious. The Walt Whitman quote, be curious, not judgmental, right? So if we touch on resilience, which is an incredibly important area in an alcohol-free journey, understand resilience isn't toughness. Many people think resilience means being strong, never struggling, never craving, never feeling overwhelmed. That's not resilience. Real resilience means you can experience discomfort without abandoning yourself. Resilience in an AFL journey is really from a place of disruption. For example, think about life will happen. Challenging days, bad days, however you want to say it, or bad moments, arguments, loss, anxiety, financial stress, holiday seasons, social pressures. These are all things that we're not going to be able to avoid. So resilience is about really not distracting ourselves or avoiding anymore. So embrace that difficulty and challenges are going to come. But when they do, be curious around them. This is where the rubber meets the road and you really start to find out a lot about who you are. So resilient people don't avoid difficulty and really move through their alcohol-free journey faster. And some neuroscience around resilience is that each time you tolerate discomfort without drinking, so interrupting a stress cycle, and when I say a stress cycle, I just don't mean challenging times, but even embracing genuine, authentic joy can activate stress for many of us. So each time you tolerate discomfort without drinking, you strengthen those new neural pathways. That's neuroplasticity in action. Your brain slowly learns through this process. Stress no longer equals turning to the drink to mitigate it, to interrupt that process. You start to build that actual inner resilience and self-trust. And over time, urges lose intensity, confidence grows, and this journey just becomes the normal way of living. Being alcohol free is just how you naturally show up. So understand that curiosity really helps create resilience, and these two qualities work together. Curiosity asks, what happened? Uh, uh, Resilience says, I'll keep going and moving forward. Curiosity can ask, what did I need? And resilience asks, I'll give it to myself. Curiosity gathers information. Resilience is how we apply it. I'll say that again. Curiosity gathers information. Resilience is how we apply it. So instead of saying things like, I'm broken, ask, what skill haven't I learned yet? None of us are broken. We're whole, complete beings from the time we were born. And there's a huge part of us that is unharmed and unbroken within. So instead of saying, I'll never change, ask, what teeny step can I take today to make change, create change? Instead of saying things like, I always mess this up, ask, what has improved since last year? What has improved since last week? Invite yourself into a place of curiosity to examine that you are moving forward. It's okay to celebrate the small wins, building micro habits, and so on. So, growth begins with questions. Healing continues with persistence. And that's what this is all about. Remain in a place of persistence. That is what an alcohol-free lifestyle is. We continue to close the gap between who we are and who we want to become. So with that said, I hope you got a lot out of this. I just wanted to share some brief thoughts around an area that I know is really important and continues to be very important to my own life. And if you have yet to choose to embrace an alcohol-free journey, but you're curious, well, just know that we are here for you. There's a simple way to do this. You can reach on out here to us at Alcohol Free Lifestyle. You can contact one of our team members, Kai. It's simple to do. Text to the following number, 1-361-321-7764. And Kai is going to respond. Just simply put that in there, let him know that you want some support, or just put your name. That's right, just text your name to Kai at 361-321-7764. And Kai will respond and he'll support you. So if you are interested in embracing an alcohol-free journey and just want more information and have a chat with someone, please, like I said, reach out to Kai. He's an amazing individual, and he'll talk you through it. And he'll definitely give you some support and insight on how we can support you here at Alcohol Free Lifestyle. So thank you again. I hope this episode has genuinely been helpful for you. I enjoyed sharing it. This is a topic area that I love to discuss. Hit that like and subscribe button on whatever audio podcast platform you're listening on. If this is your first time, or if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell for alerts, and maybe leave a comment in the comments section. Or if you have a question, us coaches do check it regularly, and I'd be more than happy to address it on a future episode.